Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Invest Insights. Today we're diving deep into Palo Alto Networks, ticker PANW, the cybersecurity giant. Current stock price, around $194 as of September 2025. But the big question, can it reach $1,000? We'll cover its pros and cons, profit margins, debts, dividends, future plans, and how it stacks up against major indices. Let's break it down. First, a quick overview. Palo Alto Networks is a leader in firewalls, cloud security, and AI-driven protection. Their fiscal year 2025 revenue hit $9.2 billion, up 15% year over year. But with a high valuation, is $1,000 realistic? Short answer, it's possible by 2030 if AI trends explode, but it's a 5x jump. Pretty ambitious. Let's start with a SWOT analysis. Strengths. PANW dominates with a 9% market share in cybersecurity. They've got $8.5 billion in cash reserves and AI innovations like the Strata platform. Their remaining performance obligations, a massive $15.8 billion locking in future revenue. Weaknesses, they rely on hardware for 20% of revenue, face high R&D costs, and deal with intense competition. Opportunities, the cybersecurity market is set to hit $245 billion by 2030 with a 14% growth rate, fueled by AI and geopolitical risks. Threats, regulations like the EU AI Act could raise costs, and economic slowdowns might cut IT budgets. Now profit margins. PANW's gross margin is solid at 73% for Q2 2025, operating margin at 13.5%, and net margin at 12.3%. Historically, net margins have climbed from losses in 2020 to over 30% non-GAAP in 2024, improving about 4 percentage points annually. Compared to rivals, Fortinet's at 25%, Checkpoint's at 33%, PANW's growth focused, so margins lag mature players. CrowdStrike's at 5 to 10%, Zscaler's even negative. PANW strikes a balance between growth and profitability. What about debts? Minimal. Total debt is $417 million with a debt-to-equity ratio of just 5%. With $3.7 billion in free cash flow, they can easily cover it. Side revenues from acquisitions like Talon add to the balance sheet, boosting assets without straining liquidity. Since its IPO in 2012 at a split-adjusted $14, $1,000 invested would be worth $21,000 today, a 21x return. Short-term, the one-year return is 12%, underperforming the S&P 500's 18% and Nasdaq's 20%. But long-term, a 5-year total return of 399% crushes the SP's 100% and Nasdaq's 150%. Over 10 years, it's 1,500% versus global indices like MSCI World at 80% or Nikkei even lower. PANW is a growth superstar. Dividends 0, payout ratio is 0%. No growth there, and it's definitely not a dividend aristocrat. This is a pure growth play. Looking ahead, PANW targets $15 billion in annual recurring revenue by 2030 through AI platformization and quantum security. By 2040 to 2050, expect bets on zero-trust systems to counter AI-driven threats. Geopolitical tensions like US-China rivalries boost demand, with 72% of organizations hit by cyber attacks per the World Economic Forum. But regulations could hurt. Social shifts toward data privacy, that's a tailwind. So, will PANW hit $1,000? With cybersecurity's explosive growth, it's possible by 2030 if they execute flawlessly. But competition and economic risks loom. Short-term, it's a hold for stability. Long-term, a buy for upside. What do you think? Subscribe and drop your thoughts below. Thanks for watching.